Hi, welcome to Sun on Sports. I'm Mike Shaughnessy.
Greg, we kind of have a new world order, at least for this year, in Section 2AA, where the defending state champion Eden Prairie doesn't even get a home game for its first round in the sections. What's your outlook for Section 2AA?
Well, Mike, you're right. Eden Prairie, defending state champion, has the 5th seed, and they open up against Academy of Holy Angels, and that's a pick'em game in the quarterfinals. That'll be Friday night at Richfield Ice Arena. It doesn't look good for the Eagles this year, but Tim Morris, good coach. I think he's been grooming this young team. They graduated 12 seniors. I think it took them a half a season just to find out what lines and combinations to use. So that's a pick'em game. Edina's got to be the heavy favorite, number 1 seed. They're in the upper bracket as well, playing the A seed Prior Lake. No contest, running time in this game. Yeah. Bottom bracket. I don't know much about 3rd seeded Shakopee and Chaska. Chaska plays the Lake Conference schedule. Even though they're 6th seed, that might be the chance for upset in that bracket. Minnetonka, John Covers, 2nd seed. They on paper they appear to have too much for 7th seeded Bloomington Jefferson. So the way it looks like on the semifinals on February 17th, you probably have a matchup of Edina versus Holy Angels or Eden Prairie, and then the bottom bracket probably Shakopee, Minnetonka. And I think in this section, I think it's going to end up maybe 1 and 2 playing for the title, Edina and Minnetonka, and got to give the Hornets the edge.
That'll be the 3rd matchup of the year
Right.
with those two teams,
Right.
though. So you got one of those things you never know what.
Classic Lake at its best. The Edina Minnetonka rivalry is big. Both teams have some great young players. Corinne Bowie from Edina is really coming on like gangbusters, and Minnetonka, of course, has Rachel Ramsey, the sophomore defenseman, daughter of Mike Ramsey, the 1980 Miracle on Ice Olympian. So,
Current Minnesota Wild assistant coach.
She's learned some hockey at home, and she's learned a few things on her own too. Just a great player. Minnetonka has Julie Friend in goal. Edina has Kara Gulbranson, who's one of the finalists for the senior goalie of the year. So a good goalie matchup if it gets to that point also.
If I can toss in a couple of notes about Section 3AA and Section 1AA before we go to break. 3AA is the section where Lake Conference champion Egan is the number 1 seed and Lake Conference runner-up Burnsville is number 2. Their quarterfinal round was on Wednesday night. Egan won easily 9-2 over Apple Valley. Burnsville edged Hastings 3-2. On Saturday at Veterans Memorial Community Center in Inver Grove Heights, Egan will play Rosemont in a 6 o'clock semifinal game, while Burnsville will take on the Eastview Park Cottage Grove quarterfinal winner at 8 o'clock. Egan, it looks like we could be heading toward an Egan-Burnsville showdown in the championship game. The last time those teams met, about 3 weeks ago in the regular season, Burnsville won 3-2. Burnsville, if I had to pick, I would probably go with Burnsville at this point. They've won 11 in a row now. They're one of the hottest teams in the state, and they have a particularly dangerous first line with Amanda Collin and Lauren Barnes, who are 2 of the highest scoring players in the Lake Conference. Section 1AA doesn't start play until Friday night. The 2 Lakeville schools, South and North, are the 1st and 3rd seeds in that section. As South coach Perry Wilkinson was telling me the other day, though, you could probably take any of the top 5 seeds in that section and they'd be a credible champion out of that section, and in the sense that each of the top 5 seeds has beaten 1 or more of the other top seeds at some point during the regular season. The way things are seeded, if South and North were to play each other, it'd be in the finals. It wouldn't surprise me if that happened, because when the Lakeville schools go into competition in Section 1, they have the advantage of playing the strongest regular season schedule. But that tournament gets underway Friday. Semifinals are next Tuesday, and the finals are February 21st down in Owatonna.
Real quick, I'd like to just maybe mention a little bit about Section 5 as well. AA Centennial's the top seed, and Blaine is the second seed. And kind of like the boys side in a couple weeks from now, a lot of people are expecting those two teams to meet for a section championship. Team to watch out for maybe in this field, Champlain Park, the 5th seed. The Rebels have struggled as of late scoring, but they did lose to Centennial by just a goal, 1-0 here a couple weeks ago. And they just got back an all-conference defenseman in Tara Jackson, who's a real difference maker back there. Champlain Park had a real nice start to their year, and if they can get by Mounds View in that quarterfinal game, they'll probably see Centennial at February 18th at Brooklyn Park in the game that could come down to the wire. But like I said, Centennial and Blaine are kind of the two favorites to be in the final of that section and battle for a spot in that state tournament.
That's it for our girls hockey playoff preview segment. Stick with us, and we'll be back in just a minute.